Welcome back everyone. So I've got the cheetah here on the desk, as you can see. The issue I'm having today is with this beautiful motor here. So one thing to watch out for the JLB cheetah, and I'll show you here in a second. So I haven't really bashed the cheetah much anyways. I'm quite gentle on the cars, but I thought I'd change the fans on it. So I had to remove the heatsink, and when I went to remove the heatsink, the motor started wobbling. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's going on there? So anyways, I've took it out. The end cap's actually quite loose, but what I want to show you is this. So I get that in there, and as I'm tightening it up, it's just spinning. This screw here, that was in the end cap, that just fell out. This one just spins too. So I don't know what's actually keeping the end caps on. So there it is, JLB Racing. Yeah, absolutely crap motors by the looks of it. Then when I went to take the motor mount off, the two screws that held that in place, they had actually already rounded out. So I used my little trick that I'd showed you on a previous video. Worked the charm, got that out, not a problem. The point of the matter is, don't buy JLB cheetah. Am I really saying that? Oh, I love the car, but anyways, you know, the quality's just not there, and I'm going to have to try and figure this one out. I'll probably just whack a 3660 motor in, although this one's a 3670. I've just got to work with what I've got, guys. Let's have a bash of this motor then, since it's absolutely knackered. The three screws, they didn't want to come out on their own threads, so I've managed to get those out. Let's pop the end cap off, see what's inside. I don't know what that is there. We'll have a little look at that, see if we can remove that. Nope. Right, I've taken the entire armature out. I don't know what you call it, but it's an armature to me. And so that was the front of it. And on the rear, it's got exactly the same. And what it is, it's actually like a balancing weight that they solder onto it. So you cannot remove it, and you shouldn't do. I've looked it up, and that's what it seems to be. So on the front here, we've actually got two little washers. I can just get my finger to grab that one. So as you can see there's two. And on the back, you have the wider one with a washer that you can just see underneath that if I remove that. There you can see the washer. So just remember the order in which they came off. So my major problem, it's going to be how are these going to take a thread, and I'm going to have to work that one out. So yet again, I'll get back to you. So another quick thing that I've just noticed as well, so when this plate's been sat on there, right, you can actually see where the motor mount holes, like the screws have actually came through and been touching. So even though that's been screwed on, you've had other screws torquing in over and pulling that plate out over like that. I don't get it. So that's the JLB motor for you so far. I went quiet here because I need to concentrate. All I'm doing is I'm drilling the current hole out to 2.5 millimeters, and I'll be blowing the shavings out the way just so I'm not getting anything inside the motor. I've left it in real time so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm doing. You'll notice when I go in the second time here, I go in so far and I'm taking my time, and you'll see some yellow flakes come out. Now that's a gasket, so I stopped straight away because the windings are just behind that. I've switched out now for an M3 tap. It's a tapered tap, it's not a bottoming out one, but it's all I had. So I'm doing everything dry because I want the shavings to be able to get blown out the way of the motor, so nothing's going in. I'm taking my time, reversing the threads as you can see. I'm going in here one more time, getting the depth. Like I said in the beginning, it's not a bottoming tap, it's a tapered tap. So I'm being really, really careful trying to get as many threads as I can set. Testing the screw, and the rest of the holes, well, they're history. Moving on to the end cap now. These holes need enlarged to a 3mm hole so the M3 screw can pass through without needing threaded. Right, if you were watching that, I've drilled and tapped these for an M3 screw, but you've got to be careful because that little rubber shield is behind there and your coils are pressed up tight against this, so hopefully I haven't damaged any of the coils and I can get away with it. I've also drilled the top out to accept the M3 holes, the M3 screws, sorry. But the problem I've got here is, just make this out, the heads on them are just way too big to sit inside of that hole. So I've got a little solution for that. So the solution, I've got a little nut there. I've put the nut on the back of the screw. I'm going to put that in the drill and spin it so when it goes against the file, it tightens into the nut, and then hopefully I can bring the diameter of that head down a little bit. But what I'm doing is I'm just using my thumb against the drill, and I'm keeping it just away from the chuck because I don't want to damage my drill, obviously. So as you can see there, that's the screw that I've taken down, and that's the difference compared to the one that was stock, kind of thing. With the head of that taken down, it slots in there really, really nicely, so I can get those fitted, and hopefully that'll be the problem solved. Right, moment of truth for me. So I'm just putting everything back on like I said, so it's got a little washer on. But this being at the rear, I'm going to have to be very careful putting this in. So it's going to grab it, and it's going to try and yank it right out of my hand. Feed it through my fingers. That's not bad. Right now I just need to try and line it up with the butt here. You can just see that. There we go. So that's in. Nice. Just got to get the plate on the front. Oh, hang on. See? Testing, testing. Got to put these on. Washer first, the small one. Then the bigger one. There we go. Now you've got to jiggle this because that still needs to sit in line. So I'll jiggle that until it gets in there. There we are. Nice positive click. Just turn those round until the holes line up. And now I'm going to Loctite the hell out of these screws. Plenty of Loctite on that. I'm just checking to make sure it's flush. So it is. Last one. Then once I get this in, I'll just stick it in the motor, in the car, sorry. I'll hook it up and see if it runs. If it runs, then I'll fit it. If it doesn't run, it's getting binned. Battery hooked up, motor hooked up. And that motor works. Nice. Whew, sounds rough. That bearing's probably knacked, but happy days. I'll run that motor into the ground. So if you like that one, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And as always, catch you in the next one.